So one of the biggest topics recently for Destiny 2 and gaming as a whole is the launch of the brand new Google Stadia. This is not only a new console or platform, but it's the real beginning of gaming heading into this on-demand, streaming, and cloud-based format. The same as music and TV. How it works is that basically servers across the world run the actual game and do the work for you, and they stream the video gameplay, the footage, to your screen directly. I know a ton of people are super curious and want to know, how does a game like Destiny 2 run on Stadia? What should you expect? I've been playing Destiny for well over 5 years now, so I wanted to put it through its paces and test out. Going to see the resolution, the frame rate, field of view, and of course the most important factor in all of this, a word I'm probably going to say 400 times in this video, latency or delay or input lag. It's always been the main obstacle in the way for cloud gaming being a thing, because it's all over the internet. So with Destiny being so internet based, it's going to determine how well this actually works. I want to give a big thanks to Google for actually sponsoring this video. I never thought I'd say that, but Google said, hey, we want to send you the special Founders Edition and everything you need. We want to see you make a video simply playing Destiny 2 and showing what it's like. So that is exactly what we're going to do in this here video. But yeah, put a lot of work into this one behind the scenes. Hopefully you enjoy it, and without further ado, let's check it out. So this is the box it came in, although I don't think they all say unknown player on it. This, of course, is the Founders Edition for the launch if you get it on day one. We've got the controller, which is the limited edition night blue version, as you can see. It's also got a USB-C cable and a plug for the controller. Under that is the Chromecast Ultra, which is the main device here, and the power cable for it. And this is what plugs straight into your TV or monitor with a HDMI and receives the video signal of the game you're playing. So pretty straightforward, just these and some quick start info and stickers. Now, Destiny 2 is obviously free to play, and the collection comes included with the Stadia Pro subscription. The nice thing is that you don't actually need to download or install anything. It works just like they said. Second you log in, you literally just click the game and it does play. You do need two apps when setting this up. So the Stadia app to set up your account and the Google Home app to set up your Chromecast device, and they link up. And that's about it as far as setup, to be honest. I'll put some links in the description if you want to see the Premier Edition, all the details of it. But yeah, honestly, setting up was quite simple. More importantly, let's see how it plays. All right, so we're here in my living room. I've basically turned this place upside down into a recording studio to be able to film this. It is a very strange setup, probably the weirdest I've ever played Destiny in before. But we have got the Stadia up and running. I've got all my accounts linked. I've got cross-save, so I've got all my characters, the same ones I use for all the time in Destiny. And now we're going to test out and see what Stadia is like on Destiny 2. So this is going to be more of the casual living room setup to see if it works and how it works. And then later, after this, we're going to go into my studio with all the high-tech stuff, and that's where we're going to play Crucible and hopefully see how we can do in that. As you can see, this is the Stadia controller if it's in focus. But yeah, I mean, the latency is like right now, all is good. And considering this is on a big like 50, 60-inch TV, all is good so far. But we'll see how it goes when we get into some more taxing activities and the frame rates might dip and the resolution might dip. And of course, when there's latency and ping against other players. I think the most interesting thing about this, of course, this is a brand new system. This is a brand new console, except it's different because it's a new type of technology. But this is, I guess, brand new. And of course, Destiny is one of the main games. So, wow, that's actually a really quick loading screen. All right, so loading screen's definitely impressed with, definitely very impressive. But once we go into my studio, we should have a lot better quality and a much better microphone as well that I can use. But this is honestly, I mean, latency-wise, like, I can feel like there's something there, like there's a little bit of delay. It definitely isn't like 100% snappy, but honestly, it's hard to notice. I guess when I get into the finer shooting, you may be able to notice, but that'll be my excuse for the entire video. If I'm doing bad, it's because of the latency. That's always going to be the excuse. But I mean, you can see, like, normally in a game like Destiny, if you're getting bad latency, you'll be able to tell very obviously, but so far, it's not too bad that it's like unplayable. But again, I can feel a little bit of just kind of like delay in between when I do things. It's not quite as snappy and responsive as I'm used to. Also, of course, bearing in mind we don't have cross-play, so this is a separate ecosystem. These are separate instances with only Google Stadia people. Obviously, it's cross-save, so you can play with the characters. So the way this is working is obviously a console, basically imagine over the internet, is running the game for you. That's where all the computing and all of the hard work is going in, and then they're basically streaming a video of the game to my screen. It's a very gross oversimplification of the technology, but really streaming games is definitely a new technology. It's never really worked properly, so this is the first in a kind of a major step of actually getting it right. I think pretty much every major game developer, yeah, the aim is a little bit like fine-tune aiming. I promise it's not just my bad aim or the controller, but there is just a tiny, tiny little bit of delay, just a tiny bit. Inside the Google Home app, there's actually an option in the device settings for video smoothness. Now, I've actually found that having that setting on is personally a little better. I did a bit of testing with it on and off, and when it was off, it just seemed a little bit stuttery, so I prefer having smoothness on. Again, I'm not sure if that's just my setup, but like I said, for PvE activities like this, just messing around, doing some strikes, if you want to do some bounties, if you want to load up on a different screen, which I guess Stadia is made for. I think this technology came out maybe like at least 10 years ago. It was a long time ago where the technology was kind of thought about of cloud gaming and having a server somewhere else running your game for you as opposed to having to do it yourself. But the technology definitely was not there. I think the main bottleneck is internet, broadband. You need very fast internet, and that's no exception here. I think I've also heard something that if you were to stream, I think a 4K game for like an hour, it would be like a terabyte of data. So definitely not something you want to do when you're tethering. Definitely not something you want to do with any kind of limited data plan for sure. Yeah, we're going to do something a bit more interesting than public events in the European Dead Zone in a second. But we're slowly testing out and seeing how far it can go. The tower test was a check. Can load the tower. The loading screens are decent. The frame rate is definitely very decent. The resolution, not so hot. It's definitely not the greatest resolution I've seen of Destiny. So the power adapter that connects the Chromecast to your TV also has an Ethernet port on the bottom of it, so you can plug an Ethernet cable. That's what's recommended, of course, for the fastest connection. But if we hit the... which button is it? I think it should be... oh, the Stadia button in the middle, yeah. The Stadia button in the middle, if we hit that, we can see this is kind of the menu. It says connection. It says, good, your current connection is solid, go play, which is interesting because before, I remember earlier it did say your connection is like fantastic, use a better adjective than good. So it is actually fluctuating a little bit, which is strange because it's wired, it's plugged straight into the router. So it does even fluctuate on Ethernet, which is interesting. But I guess it's a no problems. It's playing better now than it was before, to be honest. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting a lot worse, which might sound very negative and weird, like to expect something to fail. But honestly, this technology is like very out there. So I think it's pretty obvious this is definitely not something for the hardcore. Like no one's gonna be doing their 5500 comp carries on a Google Stadia whilst playing. I feel like the latency is also changing a little bit as well. Like earlier on, I could notice a little bit on the European Dead Zone, but now I'm noticing almost none. Like a second ago when I was playing, I couldn't really tell there was any. I'm honestly, genuinely, I expected it to be a lot worse. Like I was thinking, how is it possible to really shoot a video over the internet and have this run this well? But somehow it is actually doing a lot better than I expected. I mean, so far it works. You can play, you can run around, do bounties, patrol. But I think the next ultimate test is to see in a studio setup, trying to optimize everything, how good is this going to run? And also, can I play a game of Crucible? I mean, yeah, living room test, I'd say so far it works. All right, so we've relocated to my studio, and this is where we're going to do phase 2 of our testing, and this is where things should get interesting. We're going to hop into Crucible and see how that goes. But this is technically a browser version. We're playing in Google Chrome right now, Destiny 2. And honestly, off the bat, I'm noticing you can probably tell by the gameplay, but the input delay is definitely not as significant as on my TV, which is not a surprise compared to a 50-inch TV in the living room. It is, of course, going to be better in here. This is like a 24-inch gaming monitor. Yeah, I'm kind of interested and nervous to see what Crucible is going to be like because that is the ultimate test of connection. But so far, again, this definitely feels a little bit better. I'm just hoping I don't get absolutely destroyed. That's the goal for today. Don't get destroyed in Crucible. That's probably going to happen, and I'm getting destroyed in public events. Also, right now, I'm using the Stadia controller, the official one, so it's plugged in via USB-C cable, just straight into a PC. You can also plug in pretty much any controller you want, and they will also work. Like, I can use if I switch over to a PS4 controller, which, yeah, there you go. But it seems a little bit more laggy. I'm not sure why. I guess maybe it's not the official controller, but this definitely doesn't seem as snappy as the official Google one, so I guess it's not. So I guess it's not surprising the Stadia controller works better with Stadia, but then we can also, if I switch over to mouse and keyboard, we can then turn the sensitivity down. But this also is a little bit, this feels almost even weirder, because using a mouse, of course, you're really used to like knowing exactly where the cursor is, and if there's any delay on a mouse, it feels super off-putting. Like you can have a little bit of delay on a controller, and it's kind of almost, you can get away with it, but on a mouse, I don't know, to me it just feels like super jarring. Yeah, I do think it is a little bit strange that the mouse and keyboard doesn't work as well. You can see that it's just skipping around. Like the mouse and keyboard definitely is not as consistent, so I would recommend probably using the original controller, to be honest, at this point. All right, so I think we've spent enough time running around the European Dead Zone doing patrols. Now I think it's time to do a little bit of Crucible. It's either going to go really well or really badly, but yeah, let's find out. All right, so we found a game of Crucible after what felt like an eternity. It took a good, like, I think 10-15 minutes to find a game. I'm very curious and nervous to see how it's actually going to work out. Let's see what well, it seems I can feel there's something there, but it's, I mean, it's a lot better than I expected. I'm hoping the other guys aren't just like having perfect latency. I wonder what everyone else in the lobby is like. A couple of like default emblems. I'm sure there's a few people in here who have never played Destiny before, so it may be a little bit unfair in some instances. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that guy is just like level 2 or something. I'm over here with the Not Forgotten trying to sweat it out, but I need all the help I can get. Okay, this is he's not dead. Oh, yeah, he's going off with that thing. Oh, someone else there. Arc battery, absolute clutch. No shame. I did not mean to snipe. That was not me. I swear I definitely pulled out the... Oh, there's someone else behind me. Is he? Oh, you can see me. All right, there. Oh, that was nice. Nice. That felt a lot better. These spawns are interesting to say the least. All right, we're doing okay. Well, we're actually getting kills. We're actually not getting destroyed. So like we're exceeding my expectations so far. How is sniping gonna go? I'm probably. Oh, yep. No, that's not working. That's not working. Quick. Oh, what is that? Oh, a thermal dodge. Quick sniping is definitely not the one. Like it just feels like there's a little. Should probably not be rushing a guy. And he's got. Oh, he did not kill me. That's a miracle. This guy with his arc soul still chasing me. I need to not walk into that barrier if I can. I mean, this is like, it's working better than I expected. There definitely is a bit of like, a little bit of lag I can feel. It feels a little bit not snappy. Oh, I'm getting pinched here. I'm going to die. Yep, I saw that coming. I mean, the frame rate is kind of, I think, as far as I can tell, again, there's no frame counters. I can't see, but the resolution, if I stay still, it's kind of like, it does look smooth, but I can't tell when it dips and how much it dips by. But I feel like when I get to like intense situations, it definitely downscales resolution a little bit. It does on the fly, so it's one of those things you can't really tell. But the frame rate is holding pretty well. The resolution, not so much. I think the resolution has definitely taken a hit a lot more than the frame rate so far. I mean, we've gotten some kills. We've done decently well. That guy just blew my face off. But yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. It's almost like a challenge video. How well can you do while playing on some foreign kind of latency? I'm not sure where my game is actually being ran off, but it's a server somewhere very far away, and they're basically streaming a video of my gameplay to me. So it's a weird technology. Like I said, it's not something you see every day, but it is eventually going to be the future when some company can... Yeah, that was awful. I feel bad. I feel bad for missing those. I promise it's the latency. If I ever miss, if I'm doing badly, I'm going to blame the latency. I got a latency card. Is this guy going to die today? That'd be cool. I'm feeling I'm getting the groove. This weapon's super sticky. Not Forgotten is still definitely one of my go-to weapons. It just feels good. Snappy. It's got some decent range. It seems to drop people like no others right now. I love this gun. Is this guy reclusing it? That didn't hit. What? That melee? Hello? There you go. All right, it's time to pop this. It's time to go in and get about one whole kill. Ooh, if everyone just separates me, that'd be cool. And the one guy I do kill is going to be AFK. Sick. Oh, sweet business guy again. Sweet. Oh, it didn't kill him. No. He just melted me. This guy is going off with his sweet business. Come on, peep your head. Peep your head. Sniping. I really want to get one sniping kill if I can this game. And that is a body shot. That's not going to cut it. That's not at all going to cut it. What are we doing? 17 supers going off. I don't even know who's... Oh, yeah, that's the enemy. I found him. Yo, this guy is going absolutely ham sandwich. He's loving it. He's having a great time. The sweet business. He's just completed the campaign. Just got his first exotic. And he is absolutely having a great time. I rate it. Nope. Oh, that was bad, and I should definitely feel bad. I kind of disagree with that. I feel like that was on his head, but maybe not. I don't know. It is just fun playing Crucible, though. I'm not going to lie. I haven't made a Crucible video in... Ooh. Does this guy even see me? This guy, how did he even survive that? Yeah, there's definitely some people in here who are brand new to Stadia. I can tell. Definitely some people who have transferred their characters, aka myself. I think it's Recluse versus Not Forgotten this game, pretty much. But I think they're on two different levels, though. I don't think they're really on the same tier right now. We'll see when it gets nerfed. We'll see. I want to get just one snipe. If I can get one sniper kill, that'll validate myself for this video. Can I get one? Oh, that was a quite nice flinch shot as well. He was flinching me pretty bad. I'll take it. Okay, we got a kill. We got a snipe. Can we get two? If we can get two, that'll make it even better, just saying. So Super's going off, and it's my time to join the fun. There we go, there's two, and that's probably all I'm going to get. Yeah, Arc Battery is definitely the only reason I'm playing Arc Staff right now. But can you blame me? I just miss Wormhusk, man. I miss Wormhusk. Back in this day when it used to be amazing. This is the closest thing. Is the Wormhusk even considered cheesy? I'm not even sure these days. Do people consider that overpowered, or is it just kind of like a no one really cares compared to Titans? This is working right now. The resolution is probably my biggest gripe with it, if I'm honest. I mean, the frame rate is holding pretty steady. The field of view is obviously, I guess, console. It's blocked right now. But it does kind of feel like sometimes I'm watching a... Oh, it's a little bit of frame drop there, speaking of which. I mean, I was expecting to get stomped and not be able to do anything. So the fact we got one snipe, we got a one snipe, you know, I'll take it. I think we'll take that. So in conclusion, Destiny 2 on the Stadia. It is not perfect, but I did get it to run surprisingly well, to be honest. I mean, if we can just get the input delay reduced even further and the resolution a little bit higher and more stable, I'd say, I think we could be onto something. I mean, even the card that comes in the box, there are some pretty key words if you read between the lines. It talks about this big dream of cloud gaming, and this is just the start of it becoming a reality. It seems like something they know isn't going to work flawlessly out the box, and especially at launch. I think the updates and features they add post-launch are now going to be more crucial to how this does in the long term. Like I said, there are a lot of variables. Even if I can get it to work pretty well myself, it doesn't mean it's going to be the same for everyone. I mean, some people I've seen have huge delays where it's just literally unplayable, and some people are getting no delay at all. So it's definitely conditional. As far as Destiny 2, as you saw in the gameplay, I mean, if you want to hop on, do some bounties, a quick mission, see some vendors, do some things for reset maybe, this is pretty big potential for being especially convenient playing on any screen. Now, would I sit down for a Crucible session? Definitely not, which is no surprise. I mean, when it comes to PvP, you don't want even a 1% chance of anything giving you a disadvantage, so it's definitely not ideal. And also, of course, this is just Destiny 2. I haven't tried any other games so far, but I'm sure there are some games where these things won't matter and some games where it matters even more. So once again, variables. But that is going to do it for this video. I spent a while putting it together, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you're feeling generous today, then leaving a like rating before you go would help me out a ton. If you don't want to miss my next video, then you can subscribe and also, of course, hit the bell to be the first to see it. But I do hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as I did recording it. A lot of fun, and I'll see you all in the next one.